Hi there, Zolly, and today we're going to be doing issue number 2 of Tech News. Our first story today is that Vodafone fails on 3G connectivity. When 3G spectrum licenses were awarded in 2000, there was an obligation for all mobile carriers who use this 3G to use 80% of people in the country they're using it in, so here the UK, to actually use this 3G service. So this had to be rolled out. In 2011, this has increased to 90%, but some people haven't quite got there. Vodafone had not actually got all the way there. It had failed a bit. EE, O2 and 3 have successfully obliged to this. Vodafone fell short by 1.4%. Even though this sounds short, it's actually breaking their contract, and that they have to actually bring it up or they could actually risk prosecution. But Vodafone promises within the next year to bring this to a lot lower number and actually make it higher. So some areas which haven't already got 3G might actually get 3G. So this will be good for Vodafone customers. A new robotics company has made cheap build-it-yourself robots. The company behind this is called Modular Robots. This new build-your robot is a brand new feat, and it's never been done before on a mass scale. People have tried to make small items, like small amounts of like robotic stuff, like Meccano you might have heard of, Connect, but nothing actually which is good, strong, and might actually inspire a younger generation to actually use robotics and learn how to engineer. The owner of the company said that he did not care about the financial aspect of the company, and he just wanted to make young people more aware and learn how to use robots, as he thinks it will be beneficial for the future. Internet giant Google has recently confirmed that the 2 barges of the east and west coast of America are interactive learning bases. A lot of people thought that Google's barge could be a floating data storage center or something else, but it wasn't. A Google spokeswoman said that it's an interactive new place for people to learn about new technology. Now, this new technology won't be Apple, of course it will be Google technology. But the reason why they did this is because they don't have to have planning permission. But to allow to dock it up, they will eventually have to get permission to do that, to keep it in a permanent dock. The reason why they kept it all private was because they wanted to keep it out of the way, keep it secret, and until now, San Francisco officials did not know what it was, and the US Coast Guard carried out a search, and they had to sign a form saying they wouldn't say anything or tell anyone what it actually was. Not for anyone. Well, anyone with an invitation and with $1,500 to spare can get their very own Google Glass. People in Mountain View have thoughtfully updated the famous wearable glass. It includes access to your calendar and many other features that were not included before, which a lot of people thought should have been included, as this just seems so obvious. For the first time, Apple allows the government to use Apple data, but it wasn't really Apple allowing the government, it was the government forcing Apple to allow them to this information. Apple's never done this before. They've never given any information to the government, as they feel that it's private to the customer. In most cases, the government will now use it for stuff like the iTunes purchases, or the billing address, or things like this. It's used for robberies or anything that might include a missing person which they need to find out about. Very rarely does the big A actually allow the government to use their stored emails and cloud-based photos. The countries with the most wanted Apple information, starting from the top, going down to the bottom-ish, otherwise there are actually more countries below that, but just to cut it off, it is America, England, Spain, Germany, and Australia. Apple is annoyed that the governments aren't giving them enough information, what's actually being extracted from them. So they're just like, Apple is basically being used by the governments as a data storage unit for the government to find out what you've been doing. This is bad news for Apple. So Apple has filed a letter asking for more transparency on the matter. Apple has purchased $517,000 worth of Sapphire. The public are yet to know why, but we have some ideas. Maybe Apple's iPhone 6 will have a Sapphire screen. Maybe they're going to use it to invest, because maybe the price they've expected might go up, so they can get more money out of this Sapphire. Sapphire is already used because of its toughness and scratch resistance. So your phone having all those scratch marks, so when your phone has all those scratch marks from when you've left your phone and your keys in the same pocket, this won't happen anymore. So when you left your phone and your keys in the same pocket and you've got all those scratch marks all over your iPhone, this won't happen anymore if Apple actually does this. It is used on the iPhone 5's camera and the iPhone 5S's camera, and home button. Apple has also delayed the release of the iPad mini Retina display because it has been reported to have a bad screen. Apple has also recently delayed the release of the Apple iPad mini with Retina display. The reason they've done this is because the screen has a defect. When you're on something, so pretend you have your book open, then you go home, you can still sometimes get the rough outline of the book and the letters still burnt into the page. This is really annoying, and of course Apple's annoyed about this. So Apple is taking the good step, and Apple is not actually rolling it out into the consumer line. They're thinking and going back the steps. This might actually take another few months for all the iPad minis to be made and redone in time for purchase. So for those of you who want to get one on your hands quickly, wait till Christmas or just after Christmas. That's all we have time for today. Don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget, if you also haven't, don't forget to check out my last video. It will be up here. It's about the Sony CyberShot. It's a really good camera. I really advise to look at the video. Also, if you're feeling generous, please have a look at my PayPal button. The link will be in the description below. It'll also be on my channel, which also, if you look below, you'll see my channel. So if you click on the bit which says Apple Advisor, or if you're watching it on another channel of mine, which I think you have posted this video to, you can go there, and the PayPal logo should be on the bar. Thanks for watching, and bye.